Hi guys, Terry here. I recently worked on a t-shirt quilt. I didn't record while I was working on it, but I did take pictures along the way. So these are the t-shirts. It was a handful of t-shirts. There was a sweatshirt. Um, there was a handkerchief and a men's shirt. So it was quite a variety. And it was a bunch of different colors. This was for a baby that was just recently born. He's adorable. I'll show you pictures later. And they wanted to have all these t-shirts from various family members into a quilt for the baby. So this was a really fun project. So I started by looking at the different sizes. You've got to look at the fronts of the t-shirts and see what size they all are. I decided that this one could be different sizes. I had to think about what I was going to do with each of these little pieces. There was a scarf and there was this hanky. So I started by ironing everything, and I used light interface fusing that has the glue built in. I ironed those to each of the pieces, and then I started taking a look at the different sizes. And when you're making a t-shirt quilt, what's on the front of the quilt is going to determine the size of these squares. So for example, this one, you could see here I'm measuring, I'm looking at kind of what size it is. And this is where, as I measured each t-shirt and the sweatshirt and some of the other stuff, I had to decide how these were going to go together. So I started with the otter t-shirt, and there's one here with a cute flamingo on it. There was the donut one. So I kind of started with those main t-shirts. There was also a large Cleveland Browns t-shirt. So that one was rather large. So I put that one in the middle and then kind of decided the shapes and sizes around it. So once I had those big major shirts together, like here you can see the Cleveland Brown ones, there was a Cincinnati Reds, I'm kind of just laying them out and kind of seeing how big this quilt is going to be. Once I had the sizes roughly, you can keep trimming, you can't make them smaller, so make them up a good size. Iron the fusible material onto the back. That fusible material will make it so that it is stiff and you can sew them together. So here's kind of how the shapes turned out. The sweatshirt, that black sweatshirt with the Ohio in the top corner, I did not put the fusing on that one because that sweatshirt material was pretty thick. But the other t-shirts all have the fusing on them, and they're nice firm squares. They're not all the same size, but in each row I made them the same height. So that worked out well. So there was a few that were interesting. I had to decide what to do with that hanky. I decided the important part of the hanky was the corner that had that purple flower, and there was a purple t-shirt. So I put that on there, and I think that looked really good. I folded the edges down and then sewed that, and that way attached it to the purple t-shirt, and that was down in one lower corner. And then there was another piece that was a scarf. So this scarf, it was a very large scarf, but I decided that this piece represented it well. So again, I folded the corners, folded the sides down, and just sewed around it and put it onto this Ohio State t-shirt. And notice there's a signature on there, so that was cute. And then there was also a gentleman's shirt that had a pocket on it and the buttons. So here's where I decided to, I sewed the shirt shut where the buttons are, and then I decided to use the section that had that pocket on it. So that was up in the top right of the quilt. So all in all, even with the pieces that I had on the other shirts, there was 9 shirts altogether. So let me show you the finished quilt here. I'll scan across it here and kind of show you what it turned out like. So I think it came together. It's a pretty good size. I think it was 38 inches by 42 inches. I called the client and she wanted just a plain navy blue on the back of it. So I went and got a couple yards of the navy blue and put that on the back. But overall it turned out really good. On my website I've got the steps and instructions and products that I used. So I'll have a link to that. And here's a picture of the quilt front. Like I said, after this I put the navy blue on the back. I put batting, quilt batting in between it. And then I just sewed in between along the t-shirts just to keep the batting in place. And then I just used the navy blue again to make a little 1-inch binding around the outside. And then finally I want to show you a picture of Emily and the baby. He's just beautiful. They love the quilt and I'm so happy for them. It's just a wonderful quilt made from all the people in the family having a little memory of themselves for that little baby to play with. So thank you guys for watching, and like I said, on my website I will have links to my steps that I followed through to make a t-shirt quilt. It's not easy, but it is something that you can tackle by putting the batting on the shirts, deciding on the size, and then quilting it all together. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you later. Bye guys.